The Canadians are imposing a potato famine. Yeah, potato famine on the Americans. That they are. But don't worry, they can eat cheese. That they can. Yes, it's true. The Canadians are no longer sending the potatoes south into the United States. And this is affecting the northern states in the United States. Oh dear. Oh well, never mind. Like I say, just eat cheese. Since American cheese has been rejected, it is rejected at the border because of the MCA, or the USMCA, you know, the trade deal. Well, you see, the old trade deal, that is. The thing is, you see, what the Americans seem to forget is there was a quota. They were allowed to send a certain amount of cheese to Canada, and they've met their quota already that they have. So it got rejected at the border, and it did. Oh well, never mind. So what's happened is Walmart and is it Walmart or Waitrose, whatever it is? I know, US food supermarkets and that are having to sell discounted cheese. So, okay, that's quite good for the Americans. They might get some discounted cheese. But, you know, it's not good for the industry. No. Since they're thinking about their next batch of cheese they might want to send to Canada. But say all this is happening very quietly. Very quietly it is, yeah. Hello, Wally. Yeah, my little Wally dog's buried there. Yeah, so anyway, it kind of makes me tickle a little bit, it really does. Because Donald Trump, he said that we don't need your timber, we don't need your milk, we don't need your cheese, we don't need this, we don't need that. Well, actually, cheese, they've got their own cheese. They can't get it into Canada. Well, you see, dairy products going into Canada is a bit of an issue at the moment. Now, like I said, it's all been happening very quietly. There hasn't been a case of there's been these presses and what have you, and you got the equivalent of Caroline Levitt giving her a little 2 bits worth and what have you, you know. And but no, it's all been done quietly, the Canadian way, where they just do it. Now they just had a bit of good luck recently. China has said to LeBlanc, the trade minister, that would be interested in some negotiations for a free trade agreement with China. Now, there will have to be some talks regarding certain things, regarding obviously around EVs and and other food products and that as well. And other stuff, you know, because obviously they don't want their market in Canada to be flooded with Chinese, it's been dumped basically, Chinese steel and Chinese this and Chinese that. But as a whole, for everyone involved, the Canadian people that is, it'll be a win. It'll be a win, as an overall win, you know. Some, obviously, industries might get a bit hit by it, but as far as obviously the gross domestic product for Canada, it's going to be a benefit, and you know, which means there'll be more jobs for people right across the sectors. People have more money to spend. Just keeps the economy moving, you see. And when they're talking about internal trade, obviously external trade, but try to increase their internal trade, house building and all that sort of thing as well. You know, it makes a lot of sense to increase people's available spend by having better jobs, get paid more. That's what happens when you have a functioning economy and the billionaires aren't absolutely screwing everybody over. It's taking all the money effectively. They own absolutely everything. They're the people we have to control. They're the people we need to make them spend their money. Make sure they have to spend their money. Tax the buggers. But you see, regarding potatoes, for instance, about 350 million tonnes of Canadian potatoes make their way into the United States every year, feeding around 17 million people. 17 million people. Yeah, So where are they going to get their potatoes from now? Now, they've already seen an increase in the cost of potatoes, and you've got the McDonald's and stuff like that. We get affected by this. You know, there's silly little pouches of potatoes. You've seen the actual product being squeezed to get into a smaller packet. or just put less in. Yes, we're just saying how food inflation, what have you. You have like smaller portions and smaller this and smaller that. The restaurants are even putting less potatoes on the plates, why? Because they're expensive now. Potatoes, for Christ's sake, expensive. It's one of the basic staples of any, diet for any nation these days, isn't it? Is that and flour and what have you, grain products, and obviously, like I say, potatoes. And it's not just used, obviously, as a potato and to make your fries, your chips and what have you. It's used as starch products and that as well, and like for instance Smash. Do people still eat that crap? Oh my giddy aunt. So yeah, 140,000 tonnes less of potatoes have made their way into the United States since Donald Trump. Actually, that's just in the first 4 months, remember rightly. Yeah, since Donald Trump took power. So it's it's obviously going to be worse than that now. Now, it's not just that, it's obviously things like wood and that as well has been. They decided that, well, we want stable partners, and Canada's looking to other countries for stable partners, and they've already started. Regarding timber and what have you, lumber, same with Asia again, they want their timber. They're desperate for it. For their timber, softwoods, what have you. And then obviously you got the other products, in a sense, you obviously maple syrup. Someone said in the comments that actually Canadians aren't that keen on maple syrup. It's mainly the Americans, they're the ones who want it. But yeah, timber. That's a big one. But Donald Trump saying, "Don't need your timber. We don't want your timber. We don't want this. We don't want that." They clearly do, because you've got a shortage now. You need it all. This is hampering US industries. And I was reading an industry paper earlier today, was in for the United States construction industry, from the Construction Board. Yeah, that's like an organisation that writes a lot of articles and what have you regarding the construction industry. I can't remember what it's called now. Ministry of Wood or something, I don't know. Anyway, Ministry of Construction or something. And I was reading through there, and they're going on about these tariffs and how it's increased the cost of absolutely everything coming into the United States, such as this 35 or 34.5% tariff on timber and that coming into the United States. Now, maybe someone can tell me from right or wrong on this. I thought that if you trade via WTO terms, that timber, the lumber, is sold, if it's a raw product, if you just slab sawn or something, it's sold as zero tariff via WTO. I know the United States is a member of the WTO. I imagine Canada is as well. So I'd have thought that would be a possibility, but maybe I'm wrong on that one, or maybe they're just targeting it specifically anyway. Because at the end of the day, Canada, what have you, is taking, still benefiting from the MCA. I think that's from NAFTA, next stage from NAFTA. So the Canadian people have still managed to sell stuff into the United States at very low tariffs or zero tariff. It's affecting around 10% of the product going into the United States. But potatoes is a big one, you see. Because it's ordinary folk that get affected by this. People who haven't got the money. Poor people. People who eat a lot of potatoes. What we used to do when we were growing up, with the kids, what do we do? We'd go to the farm once every couple of 3 weeks and buy a sack. A 25 kilo sack of potatoes. That's what we did. It last for quite a while with kids and that, When they start going a little bit soft and that, it would make them into stews and shit like that, or start thinking about processing and put them in jars if it's quite a few there. And that's what we used to do, There's 6 kids, you see, so you kind of have to cut your cloth, cut your coat according to your cloth. And it's just what you have to do, When things are tough, you have to. I suppose these days people are buying a packet of noodles. That's the student way, isn't it? You know, you ain't got to cook 'em, just boil the kettle. So, yeah, and then you got the cheese. There's about 200 containers of cheese has been rejected. 200 containers of cheese from the United States into Canada, the other direction, which has now found its way onto US supermarket shelves at a cut price. They're just trying to shift it, because obviously it's all going to go to waste, you see, and they're trying to get their costs back. They've lost all their profit. It's kind of what happens, isn't it, you know, when you play silly games? Because that's what Donald Trump is doing. It's absolutely, you know, we're talking about billions and billions lost. And as far as the cheese are concerned, that is about 3 billion or something. Some crazy amount of money has been lost overnight because of this stupid fucking trade war. Because that's what it is. It's a trade war, isn't it? And you're supposed to just take it, you know. But no, the Canadian people aren't just taking it. They're just changing what they do. They're not making a song and dance about it. They're just, there's a new market, sent to them instead. Sorry, we ain't got none left for you. We don't want to be involved with your tariffs. It's too much hassle. Now, I do wonder about all this, because I think to myself, well, they're not going to be paying their tariffs anyway. It'll be down to whoever's important is going to pay these tariffs. Why don't you just let them bloody well pay it? You're going to sell less. But still, just let them pay more, you know? So yeah, there's effectively this trade embargo, really, isn't it? We look at it, I suppose. And in the US, there's, you know, when you import your potatoes, they all get warehoused. I was involved in building one years back for Walkers in North Norfolk. I built all the so they had like a processing bit and like with the testing of the potatoes and stuff. There's like an actual proper laboratory next to the potato storage. And there's all these like it was a big steel building, all sheet and what have you. And the bit I built was actually inside the sheet building, but it's all block work. And that was an actual proper little building, you know, within the building. And that was the laboratory. And it's where they'd basically test the potatoes, you know, and see what their storage is like. They'd be testing for fries and all sorts of other things as well in this laboratory. This was for Walker's Crisps, this was, in North Norfolk. So it's, these big warehouses are empty now in the US because of Donald Trump's tariffs. It's screwing you over big time in the US, it really is. People are going to go hungry. Now, let's be fair. It might actually do many of them a lot of good. You know, I have a bit of a weight problem, but crikey, oh my giddy aunt. It's either rolling down a hill kind of obesity, or you're so bloody skinny and, you know, your face that's been stretched over something. You know, is this not better? If you know what I mean. Yeah, what movie reference is that? And they've got legs that look like they're lucky to hold you up. Lucky legs, you could say, I suppose. Depending where you go. It's bizarre. People are strange. It's a strange place, the United States, isn't it? It's a real mixture of people. Good people as well. But some real strange people. MAGA people. Ooh. Then you got the maple MAGA. Luckily, you ain't got too many of them in Canada. But that's a frightening mix, that is. Would they be like MAGA, but with a big grit? Or are they full-on MAGA? Are they American wannabes? Possibly. It's crazy. Stupid is as stupid does, you could say. Anyway, how do you feel about that? I think Canada's going to play a blinder here. Because it seems to me that every nation, including the European Union, is playing Trump. They really are playing Trump. Canada's doing it its own way, saying, just keep quiet and just get on with it. And then it's just the American people just saying, where is it then? We ain't got it. Haven't they sent it to us yet? They're not making a song and dance of it, you see. You got other countries like Colombia and what have you say, well, no, stuff you. If you're going to impose a 25% tariff on us, we're going to do a 50% tariff on you. This all stems back from when Donald Trump was, he sent those people, Colombians, to on that plane to Colombia, and in chains, just to make a political statement. They weren't impressed. So, you've got Brazil as well, standing up to the tyranny. And then you've got fucking bloody Keir Starmer in the UK, getting the King to give him a bloody state visit. This is just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And at first I thought Ursula von der Leyen was being pathetic, but she knows. She knows the score. She knows that that there's nothing that Donald Trump could really do. He's agreed to the deal, and it's all like, it's just showmanship, isn't it? That's all it is, showmanship. It's just, but it's empty. Everything's empty promises, because there is no deal to have with Donald Trump. I've said it a million times, and it is the case. There's no deal there. There never is, you see, because deals require trust. That the deal will have some longevity. But with Donald Trump, no deal has no... not one of his deals has any longevity, because he just gets pissed off about something, or just something that he wants to throw into the ring to distract everybody. Another dead cat. Because of maybe Jeffrey Epstein, for instance. What say you? Anyway, please boot the whole like button and maybe subscribe to the channel and the little bell icon, so you get one fuzzy thing in your pocket every time I upload another video. I know you'd be excited about that. Anyway, say hello to my Wally. He's down there. My little Wally. Yeah. So, you thought, we're doing the rewilding here. You see all these trees around here, right? And I've got trees, people can't see past them. There's no trees over there and over there and over behind you as well. And we're starting the other field over there this year. We were going to start last year, but we carried on with this one. And also I made a load more bat boxes and stuff. If you've got a tree, there's a link down below. You can basically have a tree, and I'll make a sign to go with the tree. Maybe a love one, whatever you like. And it's all about habitats, really. But we're trying to create habitats. It's working. It's working. We've got so many birds there. It's just it's getting nuts. It is. We can't look out of a window without seeing birds. Oh, look, there's a dog. Oh, there's a random dog. Oh, yes, my Sebastian. Having a sniff and a wee. Oh dear. Was he having the poo? Oh, lovely. Someone's got to step in that. I was supposed to clear that up, haven't I? Anyway, it's time for me to go, I suppose. So, toodaloo. Don't forget, beep the like button.